Loneliness, a profound sense of being disconnected and alone, is a universal human experience. It doesn't discriminate based on age, status, or faith. It can touch the hearts of the young and the old, the wealthy and the poor, the strong and the weak. In the quiet of our nights or the busyness of our days, its presence can loom large, casting shadows over even the brightest moments in our lives. Hi, my name is Lydia Robertson, and in my own journey, there have been some moments when I've felt alone, despite being surrounded by a community of people who know me, care about me, and love me. In those times, the question often arises, what is wrong with me? Loneliness doesn't imply a defect within us. It is part of the human experience, though not a very fun part. Even Jesus, who lived a perfect life, encountered the depths of human loneliness. Let's turn to Scripture to read about one of those lonely moments in Jesus' life. To set the scene, Jesus knows that he is going to be killed on a cross. The moment is approaching quickly, and he needs some time to talk with God. Let's start in Matthew chapter 26, verse 36. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." And taking with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch with me." And going a little farther, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." And he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. He said to Peter, "So, could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again, for the second time, he went away and prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done." And again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the third time, saying the same words again. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Sleep and take your rest later on. See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." Here we see that Jesus is lonely in his suffering. He was mentally and emotionally alone as he knew what was next, yet he had to continue forward with the path he was on. He knew he had to die, and that burden could not be taken from him. His friends around him didn't understand what was coming. They could not empathize with the heaviness of what Jesus was about to go through. This was a moment of intense loneliness for Jesus, even though he was amongst some of his closest friends. So, what is our challenge from this? If we see that God's own Son, perfect in every way, experienced loneliness, we know that the people around us are also experiencing loneliness. It shows up in different ways in each of our lives. Our challenge today is to offer a gesture of connection. Reach out to someone to say, "Hey, I'm thinking of you today, and I hope you're doing well." Schedule to have a coffee date with a friend. Call a family member, even if just for a brief conversation. No matter if it is a friend, a family member, a stranger, you can have an impact today by making someone feel seen, known, and loved. Now, let's go win today.